Bóinne, also called the Bóinne Valley Tombs, is an ancient monument complex and ritual landscape in County Meath, Ireland, located in the bend of the River Bóinne. It is one of the world's most important Neolithic landscapes, comprising of at least 90 monuments, including passage tombs, burial mounds, standing stones, and enclosures.
Knowth is comprised of a large passage tomb surrounded by 17 smaller tombs built during the Neolithic era around 3200 BC. It contains the largest assemblage of megalithic art in Europe. It contains 2 passages placed along an east-west line and is encircled by 127 curbstones.
Knowth contains more than a third of the total number of examples of megalithic art in all of Western Europe. Over 200 decorated stones were found during excavations. Much of the artwork is found on curbstones, particularly approaching the entrances to the passages.
2 passages run from the perimeter to the center of the mound, aligned along an east-west axis. Both passages end in chambers. The chambers are not connected, although there is only 5 meters between the back of the eastern chamber and the back of the western chamber. The eastern chamber is cross-shaped with 3 recesses, while the western chamber is rectangular. Basin stones, carved stones which may have held the remains of the dead, would have been situated in these chambers.
Newgrange is an exceptionally grand passage tomb built around 3200 BC, making it older than Stonehenge and the Egyptian pyramids. It is aligned on the winter solstice sunrise. The rising sun on the winter solstice shines through a roof box above the entrance and floods the inner chamber with light.
There have been various debates as to its original purpose. Many archaeologists believe that the monument had religious significance of some sort or another, either as a place of worship, for a cult of the dead, or for an astronomically based faith.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
We just finished our double tour from the Bóinne Visitor Center. We got to go to Knowth, and we also got to go to Newgrange, which is the way more famous tomb. And here at Newgrange, we were actually able to go inside and see the tomb, and they simulated some sunlight movement. Unfortunately, no filming or photos were allowed inside the tomb. These are Neolithic tombs that are over 4,000 years old. And they found a bunch of cremated remains in them, and we literally learned so much. We can't say everything.
And to start off, you get to go in a museum, which tells you about them too, which was pretty cool. We spent 45 minutes in the museum before we actually got shuttled to the first tomb, and there was quite a lot of information. It was a really cool museum.
Yeah, it was super futuristic, which is cool. Lots of projections on the wall and animal noises and stuff. Now, you can't visit the tombs by yourself. You do have to go through the visitor center, and they shuttle you around from place to place just to kind of control how many people are there at a time. Thankfully, our group was only 16.
Yeah,
really small group, which was nice. Although the bus can only hold like 24, I think. So that was really nice. But highly recommend booking early, and they only sell their tickets 30 days in advance. So 30 days ago from today at 9 a.m. Ireland time, we logged on and bought our tickets. We were actually first on the list. We were the first people. They couldn't find our name at first because we were so high up on the list that they didn't know where we were. But yeah, this was a incredible cultural experience, not just for Ireland, but for humanity, which sounds like mushy and gushy, but yeah, it was remarkable.
So our tour here is about to end. So after this, we are heading to a train station to catch a train into Dublin.
The rain's starting to come, and our camera's getting wet, as is our microphone, so I think we're going to end it here. So the next time you see us,
we'll be in Dublin.
It's the last day of our trip. It took me 2 weeks to finally get some haggis. Yeah, that tastes exactly what I thought it would be like.
And what is haggis for your fans?
lamb pork, which is like all the innards of a lamb, like the lungs, the liver, the kidney, the heart. Traditionally cooked in the stomach. I'm not sure if this was or not. It also comes with meats and tatties, which are turnips. Taste some turnips, potatoes. And then I also got a bowl of Cullen skink, which is a super famous Scottish soup with a bunch of seafood in there.
It's really good.
It's really, really good. Yeah. Definitely recommend it. Alright, so if you guys have been watching Riley Roams long enough, you know that Riley loves to eat French fries, but since she's not here, I saved her one. I'm gonna wrap it up in this napkin, get it through US Customs, and when we get home, she will have a Scottish French fry. Well, folks, we did it. Over 2,200 miles driven, 73 hours spent in a car. We took 4 ferries,
One accidentally.
2 trains, 2 trams, and a partridge in a pear tree. We took every form of transportation on this trip, and oh, what a trip.
So since this is the end of our trip and we're wrapping it up after many videos, we thought we would tell y'all what some of our favorite spots that we hit were. So for Scotland, my favorite place by far was definitely the Isle of Skye. My favorite place in the Isle of Skye, the ferry pools were very pretty, busy, which was expected, but honestly the trail was like so big, and there were so many like different areas to explore. Even though it was busy, it didn't really seem like you were, you know, hiking alongside hundreds of other people or anything.
I agree.
And the Melt Falls was very cool, the waterfall coming off of the cliff, which is, I've never seen anything like that before, so that was cool. What was your favorite in Scotland?
Well, it's really hard to beat the Isle of Skye. That's why we wanted to come to Scotland. We basically planned the Scotland trip around the Isle of Skye. I really enjoyed our time in Aberdeenshire. I never spent any time in castles. Castle Fraser, if you haven't seen that, check that out. That was incredible. We spent hours inside. We probably could have spent longer inside. So yeah, Isle of Skye / Aberdeenshire.
And then as for Ireland, my favorite places were, well, I really loved the Dingle Sea Safari. It was a super cool and different way to see the peninsula from the sea. So that was fun, and all the different animals that we saw was really cool. Also, the day we had where we just stopped at various places along the Wild Atlantic Way was a ton of fun. The very first place we stopped that day, Mulligamore Head, was beautiful, and there was literally no one there.
Yep.
So that was fantastic. Yeah, and Downpatrick Head was super cool. Walking on the peach moss. Yeah, the whole day was just a lot of fun.
For me, I really liked the Cada fields, the Neolithic agricultural site, and going right alongside with Neolithic. I loved Bruna Bóinne. That was incredible. That was like, that's the thing that I wanted to do that I made everybody else do. Everybody else was interested, but I was like, okay, well, this is the thing on my list. We have to do this. I hope you all want to come, but I'm going. So yeah, Bruna Bóinne was incredible.
Speaking of Bruna Bóinne, when you saw us there, we mentioned that we were going into Dublin to check out the city. We did go, but we had trouble finding parking at the train station because we didn't want to drive into Dublin, so we took a train in. So that took more time than planned, and then the train I think was a little bit longer, and we had to wait like half an hour on the train. So it was this whole, and then we couldn't figure out tickets for the tram after the train. It was a whole big fiasco.
It was also the last day,
Yeah, we were very
We
tired.
were exhausted.
We thought about just not going into Dublin at all, and that's probably what we should have done.
So we did figure out the ticket dilemma. We were able to get into Dublin for, I don't know, about an hour and a half. And we did the one thing that both of us really wanted to do, which is go to the Brazen Head pub. And why did we want to go there?
We really wanted to check that out because it's Dublin's oldest pub from 1198.
1198. Now, what I didn't realize is the building is not from 1198.
No.
Which is fair. The name of the pub, and I think it was in the general location for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Now the building was still super old. It was from the 1700s, so don't let that take anything away from it. But I was expecting like a thatch roof, dirt floor kind of place.
So yeah, we didn't really get to see too much of Dublin.
Like we said, we've had an incredible couple of weeks over here. You guys have been watching videos for the last couple of weeks. When this video comes out, we will be in the Northeast, I think, because about a week and a half after we get home, we are leaving immediately again and driving up to the Northeast to try to cross off the last couple of states up in that general direction that we have not done yet.
Anyways, we tried some Scottish snacks, ironically, when we were staying in Ireland. And now that we're back in Scotland for our last night, we're going to do a little taste test of some Irish snacks that we picked up.
Funny how that works out, isn't it? The magic of editing.
First up, potatoes, which I believe are just their potato chips. They didn't have, I assume they have an original flavor, but they didn't have original, so I got cheese and onion. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, it's a potato chip, but they're really good.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing we got are Maltesers, which I'm assuming are like malted milk balls.
That's what they look like.
That's what they look like to me as well. Yeah. It's not quite the same as a Whopper.
Mm-hmm.
I like the chocolate better on these than a Whopper.
It's almost a little sweeter tasting. Oh, good.
Yeah, I like that.
Next up, the Club Orange with real bits.
This should be good.
Smells like an orange soda.
With bits.
Tastes like an orange soda. I didn't taste any bits.
I bet the bits are at the bottom.
Probably.
It's really good. It tastes like any orange soda I've ever had.
Alright, up next are the Irish oatmeal biscuits. And they're shaped like a little clover.
I thought they were a lamb. No, they're a clover.
A lamb. It's alright.
They're not bad. They're just not wow.
Doesn't have a ton of flavor.
They taste like butter.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a shortbread with like a gingerbread, not the flavor, but like the top of the gingerbread cookies get kind of crunchy. Kind of like that. Not bad. Not the best thing I've ever had. Up next are the Hunky Dory salt and malt vinegar chips. If you've never put malt vinegar on your French fries, or your chips over here as they call them, you have to. It's literally incredible. Because you're going to be good at that.
I don't love salt and vinegar chips, by the way. So.
Disappointing. I was hoping for like a pow of
I was
vinegar.
about to say they were pretty good.
I'm sure, yeah, I like a salt. Like the best thing about a salt and vinegar chip is when you finish like a little mini bag and your mouth is kind of numb and tingly. That's what I like, and these don't have that.
Next up is the Irish cream liqueur fudge. Fudge for you?
You know, split a fudge.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's really good. They also had a whiskey fudge that I really wanted to get, but Candace doesn't like whiskey, so yeah, that's nice. Not too sweet, but really nice. A nice fudge.
Sorry, that took me 10 minutes to chew. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not, not overly sweet, so you can actually eat a few of them probably.
And the very last thing we had, this was not on Candace's list, it was at a gas station, and it's a candy bar that I've never seen before, and it said it was made in Dublin, so I figured it has to be somewhat Irish. The Yorkie.
Oh. What a fun shape. Oh, it even says Yorkie on the little separate pieces.
Shout out to the two best Yorkies I know, Max and Lacey. It's chocolate. Not extraordinary. Not bad. It's a piece of chocolate.
Now that I finished chewing again for 10 minutes, it was a bigger piece than I intended to get.
Yeah.
It kind of tastes like a Hershey's chocolate bar. Nothing wrong with it, but nothing special.
So I guess that's going to wrap up our time in Scotland and Ireland.
And Northern Ireland.
Shout
out.
Yep. Got a special place in my heart. We were exhausted. I actually heard an Irish person talking to somebody. I'm not going to impersonate his accent and make a lot of people angry. He said that he doesn't go on holidays, he goes on tours. And I like that. That's what we did. We toured 2 countries. We touched in Northern Ireland for a little bit, but we toured a lot of Scotland. And we basically went around the entire perimeter of Ireland, minus the very southeast, but everything else we got to, which was really incredible.
Yeah, so sorry if we've seen or looked exhausted in our videos, but we are. Andrew's been driving the entire trip on the other side of the road.
Which isn't as bad as you think it might be.
We've also been putting out 2 videos a week, which is a lot.
So yeah, I would say on average we've been driving at least 5 hours a day, if not more. Some days closer to 8.
I don't think we've had but maybe 2 days when we've been done doing the things that we're doing that day by like 7 p.m.
And on those days, we jumped on our videos immediately and worked. So
pretty late nights, very early mornings.
Burning the candle at both ends. So we'll be ready for a little bit of a break, specifically a week and a half, before jumping into it again. But I think we're going to go.
The next trip will be
a little bit slower,
a little more leisurely.
And the next trip, we'll have our Riley girl back. We miss her like crazy. We love that she's been popping up on the camera to give us some special facts about some of the places we visited.
We may have gotten her a couple of little gifts. Well, we hope that y'all have really enjoyed our Scotland and Ireland series these past few weeks or a month.
Feels like a year. And hopefully you saw something that made you want to go to it. That's why we started watching travel vlogs, and honestly that's kind of why we started to make our travel vlogs. Is we wanted to show people what else is out there and what they can go and see.
So with that being said, we'll
see y'all in the Northeast.
Thanks for watching Riley Roams. Please subscribe to our channel to keep up with all of our travels. Don't forget to hit that like button and leave us a comment below about your favorite part of this video.